Topping today's news, weekend, a hit-and-run accident on both land and sea. The Minister of National Security and Immigration on a fact-finding mission in Haiti, and reports of a fight for control for the leadership in the Free National Movement. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Jareno Saunders. This is your JCN Evening News. It's a pleasure to have you join us. Police on Abaco investigating a hit and run that resulted in a fatality. The traffic accident claimed the life of an adult male on Friday night. Preliminary reports revealing that shortly after 11 p.m., a male pedestrian while in the area of Candyman Bar and Restaurant in Marsh Harbor was struck by a dark-colored Nissan Note, which fled the scene. Emergency medical service technicians attended the scene and found no vital signs of life. There are reports that the victim was a resident of Abaco and a father of several small children. Police recorded 59 traffic fatalities last year, a 28% increase over 2021. Police also expressing concerns about the increase in traffic deaths on the Family Islands. A 49-year-old male who suffered serious head trauma after being struck by a jet ski on Saturday succumbed to his injuries in hospital. Police say the victim was swimming in the waters near the shoreline on Paradise Island shortly before 6 p.m. when another male operating a jet ski struck the man and fled the scene. Emergency medical service responded and transported the victim to the hospital for further medical attention. However, he did pass away. Police say they are following significant leads in this matter and expect to make an arrest soon. It is unclear if the victim is a resident or a visitor. The body of a man discovered floating in waters in Bimini will be flown to the capital, where an autopsy will be performed to determine the exact cause of death. The man was found in waters near Alistown, Bimini, shortly after 7 a.m. on Friday past. Reports say a visitor on board a vessel docked in the vicinity of Bimini Bay discovered the body of a male partially submerged in waters and alerted the police. Responding officers, along with personnel from the Royal Bahamas Defense Force, retrieved the male from the water and transported the body to the local clinic, where the medical officer officially pronounced the male deceased. Unofficial reports out of Bimini suggest the deceased male may be a relative of a former member of parliament and a former Royal Bahamas Defense Force officer. From the courts, 18-year-old Antoine Adderley faced Chief Magistrate Joyanne Ferguson Pratt today in connection with a double brazen daylight shooting that resulted in the death of Gordon McKenzie and the attempted murder of Ingramson Toussaint on Tuesday, February 14th. It was around 2:30 p.m. that day. Police reported that officers were alerted to gunshots being discharged via its shot spotter technology in the Key West Street area. Police say their information indicate that the victims were sitting in a yard on Key West Street North when two males, one of whom was armed with a high-powered rifle and the other a handgun, exited the dark-colored vehicle and discharged gunshots in their direction, which resulted in both males being shot multiple times. Adderley was denied bail and was remanded to the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services until May 14th, where he returns for a voluntary bill of indictment. As a part of a reconnaissance mission, a delegation led by National Security Minister Wayne Monroe and Minister of Immigration and Labor Keith Bell traveled to Haiti to assess the state of that country. Prime Minister Philip Davis shared the following details.
The main purpose of that mission is to ensure that we have stakeholders prepared for another meeting that is to be held in Jamaica next week, and to advise them of that meeting. And at the same time, talk to them about security of Haiti and how best to secure Haiti so that we could create the space to allow for freedom of movement without fear of intimidation or violence. And in that regard, the principal role will be to empower and resource the Haitian National Police. The mission there is, along with Canada, is a Canada CARICOM commission that I put together during the course of the CARICOM meetings. The Canadian government is providing the security for all our persons who've gone down there. We're leading it there, and we'll be crafting out a measure whereby we could empower the Haitian National Police.
Prime Minister Davis says one of the main objectives of the mission is to ensure Haitian police are properly equipped to deal with the posing gang threats. Now, when asked if the Bahamas is positioned to offer military support to Haiti, as done in the past by the Jamaican military, Prime Minister Davis says that decision has not yet been put on the table.
We will do our part to ensure that a space is created for the free movement of people to lead to a free and transparent election. Whether we'll put boots on the ground is not a matter on the table now, but we are prepared to do our part to ensure that we achieve the ultimate goal. Recalling now that we did have before boots on the ground in Haiti when we were called upon to do so. So we'll only be doing what we have always been doing in trying to stabilize Haiti, because until Haiti is stabilized, we'll continue to have the challenges with irregular migration. We'll continue to have desperate people taking desperate measures to leave Haiti to find a better way of life. And normally they don't really leave to come to the Bahamas because they know what's happening in the Bahamas. Their goal is to get to the United States of America.
Prime Minister Philip Davis said officials from CARICOM have arrived in the Bahamas to be briefed on matters relating to national security of Haiti. Local activist and leader of the Coalition of Independence, Lincoln Bain, along with more than a dozen of his supporters, were stopped by police when the group attempted to demolish several unoccupied as well as occupied structures in a Shanty town off Bacardi Road on Saturday. Mr. Bain, who went live on various social media platforms, claims he was acting on behalf of the Crown land owner, retired civil servant Justina Curry, who requested his assistance after claiming she received little help from successive governments.
Ms. Justina Curry is fully within her right on her land to demolish any building on her land. Now, if she is renting to someone, then she needs to go to the court. That's a different story. If she has allowed persons to squat there for a certain period of time, then she has to go to court. That's a different story. But that is why, one, we started with the homes that were vacant. That's why we went around looking for homes that were vacant. And two, looking to see which persons were willing to remove themselves. And as everyone could see, because we did in front of the Old Bahamas, the Asian immigrants were willing to move.
Mr. Bain claimed that the landowner is in possession of documents showing that she owns the Crown land, which she obtained for farming purposes. Mr. Bain also claimed that the owner was threatened by those illegally occupying the land. In one video, some of the residents in the village said that they were paying rent, while others admitted that they were not paying rent. Mr. Bain claims those residing in the shantytown were given several warnings and even served with an eviction notice, allegedly by the Ministry of Works from as far back as 2019. The move by Mr. Bain and his supporters comes on the heels of Prime Minister Philip Davis' announcement of Operation Secure, which is a task force of law enforcement agencies to crack down on irregular migrants and irregular housing. Mr. Bain, along with Ms. Curry, were eventually escorted off the property by Assistant Commissioner of Police, B.K. Bonamy, and taken to the Carmichael Road Police Station, where they were told how to legally address the matter, which in some instances may require a court order. And finally, in this segment, on the political front, there are reports that there is growing tensions among the FNM leadership, as party leader Michael Pintard is reportedly blocking former leader Dr. Hubert Minnis from speaking at FNM Constituency Association meetings. There are confirmed reports of a heated debate last Thursday when Dr. Minnis reportedly challenged the leadership on its decision to prevent him from speaking, specifically at the March 7th Garden Hills constituency meeting. There is a common thought that Dr. Minnis is expected to challenge Mr. Pintard for the party leadership at the FNM's next convention. In recent times, PLP Chairman Fred Mitchell has regularly implied to Mr. Pintard that he must watch his back as efforts are in motion within the FNM to remove him as leader. There are reports that Mr. Pintard warned FNMs that if Dr. Minnis leads them into the next general elections, they would surely lose to the PLP. Meanwhile, since announcing he will seek re-election in the Bamboo Town constituency in the next general election, Renard Wells, a former cabinet minister in the Minnis administration, has been very quiet. In November of 2021, the Nassau Guardian quoted Mr. Wells as saying many FNM supporters have asked him to run for leadership. He told the Daily he would pray about it, discuss it with his family, the former leader, and those in the party who support him before making a decision. Mr. Wells is expected to be the keynote speaker at the FNM's Bamboo Town constituency meeting tomorrow night, February 28th, at CV Bethel High School. Meanwhile, the FNM General Convention is set for February 2024. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back after these commercials.